South Carolina isn't exactly known for world-class theme parks. We have beaches, golf courses, and enough tourist traps to make you question your life choices. But for one brief, magical, and completely misguided moment, we had something special: Hard Rock Park. A $400 million theme park dedicated to rock and roll, which sounds amazing, until you realize it lasted less than a year. That's right. This thing shut down before My Chemical Romance could even drop another album. So, how did a group of investors convince people that Myrtle Beach needed a rock-themed amusement park? And how did it fail spectacularly? Well, strap in, because this story has more highs and lows than an Ozzy Osbourne tour. Let's rewind to the early 2000s. Myrtle Beach was already a tourist hotspot. Beaches, resorts, mini golf courses with questionable dinosaur sculptures, but someone thought, you know what this place really needs? A multi-million-dollar rock and roll amusement park. A group of investors, including a former Universal Studios executive, believed they could turn classic rock into a theme park experience. And not just a small one. This was going to be a 140-acre, $400 million park with roller coasters, live shows, and enough music references to make your dad cry tears of joy. And in April 2008, Hard Rock Park finally opened its doors for a very short time. So, what did Hard Rock Park actually have? Well, a lot, and somehow also not enough. First up, we had Led Zeppelin The Ride, a massive looping coaster set to a whole lot of love. Pretty sick, honestly. If you've ever wanted to scream your lungs out while being blasted by Jimmy Page's riffs, this was the ride for you. Then there was Eagles Life in the Fast Lane, a mine train coaster themed after, the Eagles. It was the perfect ride if you wanted to experience a midlife crisis at 45 miles per hour. For some reason, there was Nights in White Satin, The Trip, a Moody Blues-themed dark ride. This was less thrill ride and more bad acid trip in a Spencer's Gifts. And of course, they had a British Invasion section, complete with a double-decker bus ride. Because nothing screams rock and roll like public transportation. Now if you're thinking, wow, this actually sounds kinda cool, you're not wrong. But here's the problem: no one showed up. Hard Rock Park was built for around 30,000 visitors a day, but it barely got 3,000. Turns out, charging $50 per ticket in a town where people can just go to the beach for free wasn't a genius move. Also, 2008 was the worst time to launch an expensive theme park because, oh yeah, the economy completely collapsed. Gas prices were high, people weren't traveling as much, and suddenly, let's go ride a Moody Blues attraction wasn't at the top of anyone's bucket list. By September 2008, less than 6 months after opening, the park announced it was bankrupt. By December, it was closed for good. So what happens when a $400 million theme park completely flops? Well, first, it sits abandoned like a rock and roll ghost town. Then, in 2009, a company bought it for $25 million, which is, significantly less than $400 million. They tried to rebrand it as Freestyle Music Park, this time with less emphasis on classic rock and more generic music themes. But surprise, that also failed within a year. Turns out, slapping a new name on the same bad business model doesn't magically make people show up. Today, Hard Rock Park is just a relic. Some of the rides were sold off, others were left to rot, and the land has been sitting mostly unused for over a decade. So what's the lesson here? Maybe it's that you can't just build a theme park on nostalgia alone. Maybe it's that Myrtle Beach wasn't the right place for a $50 per ticket amusement park. Or maybe it's just that some ideas, no matter how cool they sound, are destined to fail. But hey, at least we got Led Zeppelin, the ride out of it, for like 6 months. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, make sure to like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments what other failed theme parks or attractions I should cover next. And remember, Don't spend $400 million on a theme park in a recession. Just a thought.